Oh,
Hello. And
the
welcome
counting
back.
worked.
Hi,
What?
back.
Hmm?
Will did a counting. It worked.
Oh, I wasn't looking. Good luck then. Hey, ho! I hope now I'm more alive. This heat wave. If you didn't know, heat wave in the UK. It's the worst thing. We are not designed for heat. We are British. We're designed for cloud and rain. We actually were saying off stream, they were having a conversation about how it hasn't rained for like a month, and Scott was like, "No, you're lying. It rains in England."
Excuse me, we were having a conversation about that. You were creeping.
Then I said-
with your wireless headphones.
Yeah, then I said they were, because I corrected that I was creepily listening with my wireless headphones while
You're like
Well,
on the
well,
job.
peeing.
Like, what are
Yeah.
they talking about?
Yeah, I was listening to you while I was peeing. You're right. Correct.
And Ollie sits while he pees, so.
Yeah.
See, now, I sit while I pee when I'm at home. The comfort, right?
Comfort is king. What
We're gonna-
what is it? What else is the point of
Hold
life
on.
but to be comfort?
Let's delve a little deeper into this.
Right.
No.
This is an interesting and important
Well,
topic.
how is that more comfortable than just standing?
Because I can just chill while on my phone.
How long does it take to the average male bladder to empty? It takes 30 seconds.
It takes
I've
however
had
long
a
I
couple
want.
that were
Why
over
do you
a day.
know that?
Depends
That's
how interesting this article I found on my phone is.
Exactly.
That's
so
true.
you just sit there, not doing anything at that point.
My
Sometimes
old
it's nice to
housemate-
just sit.
My old housemate used to go in the toilet with his phone and come back out half an hour later because he'd just sit there and poop.
That.
Oh,
that is
I had
that
a
is my
housemate who would
housemate
spend
now.
hours like that.
Whether
No.
he needed to poop or not.
This morning, I waited for over an hour to use the bathroom before I finally texted my roommate, "Hey, it's been a bit. Like,
Shit,
can
okay,
I get in
I'll-
there?"
He couldn't, guys. He couldn't find the right VOD to,
Yeah, exactly.
So, the magpie is approaching the sort of area of space that you assume the Pascal might have ended up into. Like I said, you got a sort of rough direction they're heading in, which is why your ship is going to start sort of scanning in essentially a bubble of space. And it's in this asteroid belt, asteroid field. And these asteroids there are small ones, but the small ones are mostly of not so consequence. They're mostly very, very large, to the size of some planets' moons. They even have slight gravitational pulls that the pilot has to keep track of while flying you around, but it's not any trouble or anything for her. There are, several of these big asteroids in this area that you're searching because you're in space. It's a big area, and you're going to be flying around while scanning for a bit. And who mans the scanners? It's Jason.
Beep, boop, boop,
So
boop,
give
boop.
me a perception intelligence check, please.
Did you just say beep, boop, boop, beep, boop?
Yeah,
Do you know
he's
what
the
you do?
comms officer.
Perception.
Intelligence.
Notice?
Oh yes,
Yeah.
sorry.
Notice.
Not too bad.
Okie. So you're flying around. It doesn't even take you very long. You essentially chalked up that this might take 4 hours to 8 hours. Within the first hour, within 20 minutes, you're like, hold on, I've seen something. And you track a little bit more onto what is a transponder. And every ship has so many things radiating out signals. Because they need it to, and especially the more comfortable you want your ship to be, the more random signals it's sending out. If you have a freaking SpaceFlix account, that's radiating it out. All the wireless things you have, they're radiating out details and things. So it's very important. Especially when ships try to go stealth mode, you can, and it's Jason's job to try and rein all of that in. But you do find the pings of a ship that appears to be, it's not distress pings, it's just pings of a ship that is, when you're sort of following a bit more, the sort of standard array of what this looks like is a ship that has been abandoned or something of the sort. Everything's been left on, but it's not doing anything. And it does appear to follow the sort of transponder signal of the Pascal. You sort of compare them based on all the things you have. You have a lot of information about the Pascal now because you've even grabbed some more recent things. It seems to be the Pascal on one of these asteroids, as if it was sort of parked there. and the sort of when you tell the captain that, he would sort of just immediately tell the pilot to fly you in closer, but would then tell Rain, who's on the guns, be like, stay ready. I mean, this could be a trap, and you want to be careful.
You got it, Captain.
Yeah, get my ship over here.
And you start flying in closer. Anna doesn't have any sort of trouble flying into the essentially the gravity, the orbit of this asteroid field and flying you closer. It's a barren, crater-coated surface of an asteroid, exactly as you would expect it. Though there's actually more sort of like caves and tunnels in something like this than maybe you would necessarily expect, and they're much easier to see when you're down there. And you'd actually even probably have some degree of searchlight on because there wouldn't be much natural light here. After flying for another few minutes, and it's very easy flying, it's not like you're doing crazy maneuvers or anything. You're traveling over what is mostly a flat asteroid that has, you know, craters and tunnels within it. You actually see what looks like the Pascal just sort of resting there. You've seen the Pascal, you have its data. It is a ship that, where yours is very flat, their ship is much more like that, with cargo designed to be held on the side. And it's actually currently flat on its side, just landed on this asteroid. Obviously, any one of you who looked at the details of the ship before could work out that's not how that ship is meant to land. Apparently I got another error message. Good times. And that, of course, probably makes you think about foul play.
Of course.
What do you do?
All right. Well, the first thing I would say is, can you run a scan, please, comms officer?
Jason, I have a name. Yeah, sure. Let's have a look.
Just sort
at
of like
some
an
life
open
signs.
blanket scan, or you look scanning for anything more particular?
I mean, yeah,
Getting
open
life.
blanket would be fine, but I mean, life signs, damage to systems, or like, say, life support's been turned off, but everything else is running fine. That sort of
Yeah. So a ship scan, ship system
Yeah.
scan. Yeah.
That's pretty basic stuff, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, you totally can do it. Just want a bit more specifics on what you would do. That would also be that could be notice or program, honestly,
I'll take a program.
because its program is more you trying to, instead of like scanning with your scanners, more trying to converse with the ship.
Program for 500, please.
Excuse me, none of us sound like that.
No, I do sound like that. Yes.
I imagine Jason sounds like that for some reason.
Jason.
When you're actually trying to communicate with this ship, it seems like a lot of things have been turned off, so it's actually quite hard to communicate it as you normally would. A lot of the handshakes are one-ended, just like a lot of the ones I do personally in my life.
I believe that's called fisting.
What?
That went from very dark to very strange.
I saw an opportunity and I, bam, fisting.
The ship is not responding to you properly, and what you do get back is garbled in the way of damaged equipment. Not even encrypted, just the equipment to send messages back just doesn't work properly.
Well,
it looks like actually their main sort of like scanning array on the outside is actually down in the asteroid right now.
Okay.
Seems it landed that way.
I tried to access the ship's internal systems and looks like perhaps there's some damage. No luck other than that.
If you want to try and do an outward scan now with the ship scanners, you could.
Yeah.
That would be a notice intelligence. Much better. So seeing that the
Stand up and look out the window. Yeah, it's fucked, guys.
Well, actually, that's the first thing you do notice is that this ship does show signs of battle damage. First of all, it's a cargo ship, and it's unlike your ship that has an interior cargo bay. This is designed to hold much more cargo and much more conventional cargo, where it's actually held usually outside of the ship. That area is almost like a wing, is mostly destroyed, and it looks like also it looks like an explosion blew up a chunk of the ship, not enough to like space people inside or rupture the hull, but enough to damage the engines so much that the engines do not appear to function anymore. Although actually you figure that you could, if needs be, they could be fixed. They're not unfixable. But probably what doomed this ship is that something blew up and destroyed their engines, and it looks like, based on the scan, that it wasn't an internal explosion in their engineering bay or their engines, that it was an external explosion that caused it. Life signs? None. Life support is still online, but on low power. Basically, everything on that ship is on low power mode. As if you left this ship for like a week and no one gave any instructions, it would go into low power mode. Enough to keep people alive, but if you were in it, you would tell it to keep you more alive.
So I mean, I hear what you're putting down, and I think it's unlikely, but like my life scans, am I adhering to just standard conventional human or any type of life?
That's a good question. It would probably be a little bit of everything.
I'm paranoid about Lunans.
It's a good question of Lunans are human.
Yes.
Now, if they could hide themselves from life scanners, that would definitely be something that you would think in the back of your head.
But there's not much way to get around that.
No, it would be like you'd have to do another layer of scanning. You do more high quality scanners, high level scanning, or even getting closer and scanning again. I imagine what life sign scanners are is like heat, oxygen, like all the things that people and living creatures give off. You still don't get anything on it. Maybe you even check it a couple of times in case, like, oh, but what if there's like something spooky inside this ship? Doesn't appear to be.
Well, looks empty to me.
Oh, should probably get down there. He looks over at the not the captain, the pilot.
She kind of nods and starts moving the ship down a little bit closer, and then kind of like looks around the room a bit and like, so who's gonna go down there and check it out?
Doesn't look like it's space worthy to me. So, whoever it is has to be
cargo on it.
Has to be happy with the vac suit.
Well, I'm not much use in here from the guns, but I mean the guns are pretty important. But I can go down.
I have no problem going down. It's up to you guys.
I honestly think it's a good idea for the two of you to go, one for protection, one to check the engine and see if we can get the thing up and running so it's a bit safer.
Exactly.
Meanwhile, is there any chance that you can dock us? I say to Anna.
She kind of like leans over, and like Jason's chair is actually like next to hers, and it's like, I don't think a hard dock would be very possible, but I can get you close. It'll be a jump.
How steady can you hold us?
Oh, steady, perfectly steady.
I look over to Tomaz. You get cords?
I do a quick look around. I think so.
You would have, the standard sort of like in your they like the cargo bay entrance would have, sort of cords to connect to cargo or people jumping off ship. Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm like, yeah, I think so, and I would go down and grab whatever I would need, essentially start getting it ready.
Just saying, what if Thomas can is coming as well? It's fine by me. If I go alone, I can get out there instantly, no problem. I can come back here if there's something down there.
Right.
If it's fine, then Thomas can come down and have a look at the ship.
Captain turns around and says it's always good to bring a buddy.
Buddy system. I like it.
System.
Reminds me of elementary.
That's Captain's decision. Just saying.
Yeah, if I die, I die. He has a big smirk on his face.
Cap, I can go down to the airlock where we'll be tying him in, and I can situate myself there, so in case he needs a tug back home, I can apply that.
Good idea. Join him.
Yeah, I'll stay here and watch your asses.
Please do.
That's smart.
We know what to do. Standard procedure. Come on. The ship starts moving. You all get down. You guys get ready down in the cargo bay.
Can I set up a perimeter scan?
Whoa, cargo bay, the other airlock.
Oh, the other airlock, of course. Yes. I was just thinking. Wait a minute. Perimeter scan is it if something moves, comes up?
Yeah, so like we probably have proximity warnings. Anyway.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
I want to extend that range and factor in the asteroids so that it won't flag up for an asteroid.
With that, a program intelligence to like boost your range.
Why?
You know, boost some auxiliary power over there, stuff like that. You don't need life power as much right now. No, you do. You have.
No, I was in the cargo bay.
You probably even have that thought process of like that'd be really useful right now because, yeah, you guys situate yourself at the.
I was just say as we're heading back there, I'm actually gonna say, hey, Rain, I know you need a lot less time to get ready for the jump than he does. Do you think you could swing by the weapons room, whatever it's called, the gunnery, the area? What's it called, Ollie, in the ship?
What do you mean?
Where you shoot from?
Armory.
That's
no,
on the
where you
bridge.
shoot from.
The bridge. Do we have one?
Do you think you can do a weapons lock on the target ship's engines just in case?
Yeah, sure, no problem.
Yeah, well, that's one of those things where if the ship doesn't move between now and trigger, that is just a button press. Yeah.
Exactly. Perfect.
Remember, just remember to reload your weapons if you fired them, guys.
Yeah, that's a good point.
I'm still sitting here with seven shots in my.
I hold up my fists, cocked and loaded.
I like that. All right, yeah, get yourselves ready, and then tell me when you can position yourselves at the upper floor's airlock, which is much smaller. But then you're just planning to open it, jump out, and cord yourselves to the other ship. Anna positions your airlock mostly in line with one of theirs. It would be their sort of cargo side airlock. So if you imagine they have this almost fin of where they would be storing cargo, they have an airlock right there so that someone can come out doing exactly what you're doing, like unhook things or adjust things. That is as close as she can get to you to like a comfortable jump. But even then, it's still a jump. So when you two are ready, so it's you two in the airlock, Davis on the other side, but with basically at the controls for the winches to pull you back.
I'm also comlinked into the.
Oh yeah, you're all
the spacefarers. Yeah.
Yeah.
I can I bring their vitals up? Do I have anything of that?
I imagine the vac suits would have a very simple, like,
Yeah,
alive, not alive.
Just the heart rate trace.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
all.
exactly. Not anything super fancy, but yeah. These vac suits probably would. And if they didn't in the time you've had on the ship, I imagine you would have
simple
got
business.
Tomaz to add that.
Stick some ECGs on them before they go in and wire it up.
Yeah.
Because Tomaz, like
exactly. That's one of the things that, like, they probably didn't come with it. You started doing it, like, you asked the captain, like, that sounds like a good idea. Like, it would be expensive. And he's like, nah, just hodgepodge it together.
Does Rain tether herself or no?
Sorry.
Does Rain
tether herself or no?
Sorry, I don't follow what.
So
tether,
Tomaz is tethered to the ship with a winch.
Oh right.
That could be recalled in times of trouble. It's gonna hurt.
Yeah.
0 to max.
Yeah.
I'm just sorry. I was just thinking about something rules wise, but yes, I would be.
Okay.
Okay,
Cool.
you tether yourself. Cool.
So you two are in the airlock. Davis is outside the airlock with the controls. When you're ready to jump, give me exert strength or dexterity.
Here we go.
Hoy.
The crit fail incoming.
Incoming, yeah. I'm glad that
gone.
I'm allowed
You're
dex.
spaced.
Otherwise,
That's
this
it.
would be
Goodbye.
a roll
It's
of
one of those
damage.
ones where like it doesn't even make sense to not allow dex. You're jumping. You're jumping in a vac suit into low to no gravity. But again, you're actually in a gravity field of a large asteroid.
2 sevens.
That's actually fine because, like I said, this isn't an incredibly hard jump, but it's still a jump.
It's just funny they both got the same exact number.
Yeah.
Different
You know,
methods.
birds of a feather flock together. Some shit. Rain, you probably jump first because you're confident and headstrong. Probably got the gun like strapped around you or something with like your guitar holster, but it's a gun.
That's not an extra use. It's not completely useless,
practical.
everyone.
In space, you make do. and you jump. It's not a straight jump. It's like a bit of like a curve, but you. It's not like you have to make a curved jump, but there's a bit of an angle to it. You jump to the little footfall it has on the other side, the airlock. You open their airlock. As like I said, they do have auxiliary power, so their airlock does open. And you step in, then Thomas jumps through afterwards. It's not particularly an easy thing. Jumping in near 0G is strain on the body, but you both do jump onto the Pascal. That's when you get in the airlock, close it, reopen it. Actually, the airlock's systems would warn you. Not many of the screens are on. They have a couple of screens in here, but one screen does turn on, and actually in black and white to almost use less power based on how the screen works. It does say that like the ship's gravity and O2 is on low power mode, so do not take off vac suits and things like that, which you probably wouldn't have anyway, just in case. But with your tethers, you can't close the airlock anyway, so either way, you basically have to override it, which doesn't require any kind of programming rule. Anyone can do it. I mean, it would be programming, but not like a difficult role. To make the both airlock doors stay open so that you can walk through with tether. Great, awesome. What's your plan now that both of you are inside the ship, the Pascal?
I think I'm gonna look for damages and see exactly what's damaged while trying to be sneaky. And I think Ian's going to be looking for people and making sure that we're not getting attacked, right?
Yeah, basically. I'm no use at the technical stuff, so I'd be the main one keeping an eye out.
I think how it was damaged is probably quite important.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So like
how
I
it was
said,
damaged.
it's a small ship like yours, so Thomas it's a pike ship. You're pretty you're pretty confident how to get down to like the engineering bay, and you start going off that way. Mag boots clomping on the ground. Go ahead and give me a what would be fix. Now this is a question.
Fix it.
the answer?
I want to say a fix wisdom to work out how this has been damaged, not intelligence.
Fair enough.
Because when you go down the engineering bay, there's not a whole lot of sign of damage. So when you're examining the engineering bay, it's very similar to yours. Incredibly similar to yours, just very different layout. It's essentially the same drives, same power engines, that sort of thing. The engineering bay is not horribly damaged. The engines, however, are sort of overloaded and surged. It looks like they took a torpedo or something similar, and that torpedo actually the more you're looking at it, it's not a direct enough shot to be like something from a torpedo, probably almost like a launched explosive. Actually a lot of ships in this kind of area would use mining explosives fired from the ships to cause damage. It looks like that's probably what hit the engine and just caused, one of those perfect catastrophes of damage in the right ways to lock out their engine, and the people on the ship didn't manage to fix it in time. You actually see down below, not in a vac suit, is one of the crew members of the ship dead, trying to fix the engine. They're down on the ground because they're still in their mag boots, even though 0G. So that's what you think happened, that they got attacked from behind, essentially, even though that doesn't really matter in space. And that locked out the engines.
Take the mag boots, they have credit value.
I would first look to see if this body has some type of device on it, that he was looking up the exact engine, you know what I mean? Like what he thought was wrong with it or how to fix it.
He would have a data pad like yours in his
Google
hand.
page open.
Yeah, he has something open.
Like a wiki.
How to fix?
But he would have a data pad open, and it would essentially be open to the ship's internal systems, being like, okay, close off this area of coolant, vent this, right. Trying to essentially cool down the engines to fix, to make it not catastrophically fail. Whatever he tried to do didn't happen fast enough to actually solve it. Yeah.
I would turn back to Rain Actually, wait, we're all on comms, yeah?
Yeah.
So I would say on the comms, rather. It's not looking too good down here. Engine failure. It seemed to have taken an attack from some type of explosive, whether it's mining or not. Not sure if we're going to be able to fix this.
I mean, I guess if it took a shot from something, then what we're looking for probably ain't here either, as in that alien, whatchamacallit.
Yeah, probably not, but we probably want to at least look, just in case they weren't smart enough to find it.
Yeah, good plan.
Now, Rain, you're looking for peoples and their injuries. So why don't you give me a notice wisdom?
This is going to go well. Here's where we find that I am like the least useful person in any role.
I already know that you're the least useful person in any role, but you're the heart of the crew.
You're rolling okay.
So, well, luckily, they are in their bridge, where you think people would be. So when you start sort of going around this ship, what you actually realize is that there's a couple of people. There's no dead bodies in their sort of common room. There's actually something sitting on their table in their common room. If you imagine they've got like almost like a booth, like in a diner or something. On their table is this strange white metal or plastic flower-looking thing, like a bud of interlocking parts and things.
Alien artifact.
Yeah.
Alien artifact. From what we learnt about them, they like have things similar to this. Never mind. Carry on, please. I'm just going to read my notes quietly.
If you probably see that out of the corner of your eye, maybe think it's like an art display piece before you go back and like, wait a minute. When you open up the bridge, this ship actually does have a front-facing bridge, unlike your one's is front-facing but is not front of the ship bridge. This one does with actual incredibly strong glass, but glass outward windows, which is not incredibly common on most ships because it's not incredibly smart. But some people like the aesthetic of being able to see out into space. The people on this ship looks like there's a couple of people in the bridge, maybe between the people in here and the one that Thomas said he saw is probably entire crew of 4 people. Not a huge crew, but then ships like this only need like 2 or 3 people to fly. More crew is just more mouths to feed, more hands to help do work, more bodies to feed. Yeah. If you want to try and do like a medicine check to figure out what's wrong with them or what happened to them.
Well, they're dead. That's what's wrong with them. Even Rain understands that. I will give it a go. What's medicine in
heal.
This? Heal. Oh, this is going to go well.
Heal intelligence. No, it could be heal wisdom.
Thank you, because heal intelligence would put me at -2.
You would be a -2. I know. Yeah.
Yeah, they're dead. They're dead.
It's exactly that sort of thing. They're dead. Probably the ship crashed. They're dead.
Yeah.
What more do you want?
That's what happened.
Yeah, exactly.
And there's nothing like remarkable about any of them. They're just like what you'd expect of a crew of a ship.
Nothing you notice.
Okay. In that case, I'm going to go back to this booth with the strange flower and be like over comms. I'll be like, I got a strange flower made of metal, white metal. Is this that alien? Whatever thingy?
From what we know, it certainly fits the bill as could be an alien artifact. It's still there.
Well, I mean, I don't know if this is exactly what we're looking for, but it's certainly something that fits that, yeah.
Can you send me an image over?
Data pad out very awkwardly.
Does he take a selfie with it?
Accidentally takes a selfie first.
Yeah, you get a selfie first, and then
it's like touchscreen and like with the back suit. It's like
You're not wrong. It would, yeah. But you take a picture, Jason. You immediately go, that is what you would describe as an alien artifact. You maybe even show it to Mickey, a captain who has seen alien artifacts before, and says, "That's alien." As alien or looks like it anyway.
Well, we think that's our artifact. Do you think there's any chance we could, well, if we put it in a cargo box that's got some sort of shielding, just lead-lined, something like that, I wouldn't put it past the Lunan's ability to track.
plan? You think this is safe for me to pick up and bring back as is, or should I search for something on the ship?
It's
and put
when she's saying that, you don't really pay attention, Jason, because a light starts blinking on your screen of a proximity alert of a ship moving, actually from one of the craters in this area. It seems like it was sort of hidden, tucked away a bit in one of the sort of craters and holes and things, and is now taking off and starting to sort of fly above the two of your ships in sort of a combat position.
Okay, guys. Don't want to alarm you right now, but a ship has just detached from a nearby crater, and it's above us and pretty much ready to fire. If you could
No
go ahead.
shorter warning than this?
Pardon?
There was no shorter warning than that. Guys, get back. I'm gonna wheel you in.
Pull me in.
If we can get that artifact into a box before we bring it over, if this is the Lunans and they see us take it across,
Okay, two things.
they should have some form of shielded cargo container.
Ollie, am I within 100 meters of the bridge of our ship?
Yes.
Okay, I go to pick up the artifact. Can I lift it up, or?
You're pretty strong, so yeah.
Okay, I
It's
pick
low-key.
it up and I blink
Yeah,
back
that's
into
it.
the bridge of our ship. For anyone wondering, Rain's natural psychic ability is teleportation, level 1.
Wow.
So Rain, how to describe this teleportation? What happens?
I don't even know. I don't even know what psychic abilities would be like in this
You
world.
get to help decide.
I don't imagine it would be very
Well, I get to how it works
impressive.
in social
You
network.
basically close her eyes for a second and just a quick glow of light around her, and then just like blinks out and sort of like goes all into like a single point, and she
Yeah,
vanishes.
and there's a sort of glow of
Due
light
to-
where you arrive as well,
Yeah.
very quickly for like a split second.
Due
Probably
to the way that teleportation works, I can leave behind things that, like some of the things that are attached to me. So I imagine the tether, like
you just
effectively
essentially
detaches.
snap.
Yeah, yeah.
It just snaps at like the point where your like bubble is.
Yeah, and I just reappear with the back suit with the alien artifact, like in the middle of the bridge, and just like, need me on guns?
Holy
Now the question is, no one has seen this before, right, Rain?
I think I'd have explained it to the captain.
The
but
captain
no one
knew,
else would have
yes.
seen it. But no one else would have seen
Yeah.
it. No.
Would the captain have told
No.
me at all?
No.
Okay, cool. So that makes sense why I
No,
would've-
he would have told you that she's
Tether.
special, but not much more than that.
Yeah. So there's a reason that she's here. She's not just some random idiot.
Yeah.
basically.
She's special, walks around with a gun at all times. She's
Yeah.
special, all right.
Plays a
Yeah.
guitar. So she just blinks in a glow of light, appears on the bridge, vac suit and all, just
With an
holding
alien
this
artifact in her arms.
artifact.
Where should I put this? I need to get on the guns, I presume.
Down over there. Anna is just like staring, like full on, just wheeled around, like.
Yeah. She goes down and puts it down and jumps on the guns.
And then you have to start wheeling in Tormaz.
While this is doing, I'm going to look for a shielded box for that artifact to go in.
Okay. Sure. Give me a notice intelligence, because it's like, you know where things are. Trying to find the
Yeah.
right sort of box. While that's happening, there is a comm that starts actually connecting to your ship. A handshake. Is anyone who's in the... no one's in the... None of you are in the bridge, so you can't really accept it. Unless you do it before you
Rain.
leave.
I'm
Oh yeah,
free.
Rain could, if you wanted
Yep.
to.
I'll go accept it. Although I'm sort of like, it's a bit one of those things where she's like, how does he normally do it?
Enter.
It's like a big green flashing button.
Basically.
Press any key. Where's the any key? When you do, it's actually a video connection. You're not showing your video back because that's got to press a different button for that. The appears to be sort of people in vac suits in a bridge of this other ship. You haven't even like scanned. You just know that it's moving. But you can see their vac suits are sort of like clear plastic of the vac suit. The human, but there's like almost nothing to their eyes. It's almost like their eyes are grayed out and very distant. And there's 3 of them there, but one of them is clearly the captain who's like in charge of this communication. Just goes, "You will take the light from us. The light demands your blood and our glory." And you can kind of hear the other people in there sort of muttering and murbling, but like the microphone is clearly set to him. And this would actually, with the handshake, goes into all of your comms. So you hear that? Great.
What the fuck is that?
Well, that's fucking creepy.
That's you needing to get back here, Triple. Let's go.
I'm waiting for you to rail me in.
No, he is. I was just trying to think of how to do it. Tomaz, give me another exert, strength or dexterity.
Sure.
Because essentially you're like trying to run with the reel
Tomaz,
and jump.
Yeah, I'm running
Tomaz
with-
is just
yeah,
waiting there as he gets tethered in.
Oh,
just
so also,
punching
if you've
debris out
not
the
done
way.
it yet, give yourself a +2 because you're being winched. Yeah. So essentially, it's like that's you needed to get back here. Lands that moment where you can. Davis probably very quickly and diligently closes the airlock. And starts instantly. The airlock starts opening on the other side after venting you and doing a quick decontamination blast and all that sort of thing.
Where's Rain? We're leaving Rain?
Apparently she's already back at the bridge. We'll deal with this later on. And then I make sure that her tether also comes back in.
Yeah, there's nothing on the end of that tether.
Like it had like a little anchor on the end of it now. Now it's just like burnt at the end.
I'll place a hand on his shoulder because I had a slight heads up, but not that fucking heads up. So I place a hand on his shoulder and I just say, "Engineering, I think we're gonna need some burning," and then I'll like close the airlock.
Yeah, I take like a deep breath and like kind of like shake my head, just go.
And head to the bridge. Jason, you very quickly start looking around, but then that communication comes in and definitely shakes you. You're gonna need more time to look. Right now, the alien artifact is just literally on the coffee table in the bridge. And it's gonna have to be where it stays. You get back to the bridge, you immediately sort of do, combat procedures. You get up a visual of this enemy ship as it's rising out of the crater by you. It's a small ship. It's smaller than yours, actually. It's sort of a size of a fighter or something, but sometimes pirates make these sort of hodgepodge fighters that are a little bit more livable. It has almost these actual wings that are opening up as it gets ready, where it has all these sort of thrusters and things for precision maneuvering, and appears to be...
That ain't pirate hodgepodge.
It's
That's Lunan.
It looks like pirate hodgepodge to you, because you're expecting a Lunan ship to be much sleeker and pretty. This has got like stuff dangling from it and all that sort of thing. And it appears to be preparing to attack you, which is when we
begin
start ship
cyber
combat.
warfare?
Yes,
Ship combat.
this is when we start ship combat. So, for those who haven't done ship combat before, there is a page in the Sarzark number rules, which you're going to need to look at, because in ship combat, you do jobs based on your duty, based on your station. So, more or less, I'll try to get the page for you right now, because I have it here. It is on page 117, ship combat actions. So how ship combat works.
Space combat. Ship combat actions.
Ship combat actions is the part you're going to care about. I'm just going to describe it before we roll initiative. Every character has a turn, so even the captain doesn't, but Anna does, because Davis is essentially the acting captain in command. You can either generate command points or you can use command points, and it's basically the captain's job with you guys as with opinions to decide what to do each turn, how to divvy out who's generating command points and who's using command points. But first of all, we do the initiative, which I believe is the pilot rolls. It's the pilot's dex or intelligence, right? So let me do that. She doesn't roll a good initiative, guys. I'm sorry.
Oh.
They go first before you. But then they had this position above you. You all had to run and get to the bridge. Kind of makes
So
sense.
each rolls a 1d8 modified by the intelligence or dexterity modifier of the pilot.
Yeah.
And they take their turns in order.
Yeah, exactly.
With PCs winning ties.
You did not tie. Sorry. I'm sorry.
I mean, I
Scott
don't
is
see the
sassing me out
number.
real hardcore in chat.
I don't
right
see the number, so I don't believe it.
now. You got a.
I don't believe it.
You got a 3. They got a 6.
Angle down so you can see the crouch cam.
No.
I don't believe it.
Even though I put actual pants
I
on
want
for
to
this
see your
stream,
cloven feet, Ollie.
I said 10,000 bits in one go, then you get feet cam. No. Well.
Well, that is.
I've said it enough times. I guess it's real now. 3 times, it stops being a joke. That's what. Anyway.
I did get that once ever. That happened, but I didn't get feet cam.
Didn't get feet cam.
If you want, I'll give you some feet right now.
No.
Oh yeah. That's it. We're getting banned.
Get banned for feet cam. Or do. Sorry, I just need to check this ship's stats real quick.
So while Ollie's doing that, what do you guys wear on your feet all the time? Clearly Scott's sockless.
I'm
but
sockless.
Even in this heat, I struggle to. Yeah, I'm an Ian.
Oh, so you don't understand?
Always shoes? No.
For the first stream, I wore socks and shoes, even though the whatever. But between the streams, I took a shower because when I spend that much time with Rick, I need a shower. So, no, between the streams, I took a shower, so now I have no socks on.
Okay,
That's fair.
so they're going to attack with their mining explosives. It is against your ship's AC. Can one of you tell me what your ship's AC is?
Hold on.
Yeah, we'll leave that to Thomas.
Yeah. It. What the
It's
hell?
14. I looked it up.
Yeah, 14.
That's actually a hit. Now, you, as a ship, once per
Excuse me,
round.
we haven't been able to take any actions yet. I don't
That's because
appreciate
it's not
this.
your turn.
I
you
want
asshole.
to censor Ghost and do all sorts of other things.
It's initiative. It's only every RPG has it.
Excuse me.
But this is as it also makes sense in
You don't
lore.
understand here.
God.
Excuse me.
I want my turn.
That
I
is
want
such
to
a
go.
We
lie.
were at the ready. We had a
Why didn't I get to roll on this
we had a
ship? I'm on
captain
this
and a
ship. I'm a
pilot.
valued member of the team. All right.
I don't think you understand this right now.
Next
Every
NPC.
Diablo teleporter right
We
back.
just had a
I
10,000 bit.
can't handle this.
All right. I guess.
Holy
I
shit.
guess we need
Woo!
my sad
Feet
feet
cam.
sad feet cam. Horribly exposed. Tanis.
We got a little
You
bit
turned
of
a meme into a dream today.
Now
Got a-
clip that.
Oh,
Gotta clip
Wait.
feet.
holy shit.
We're gonna turn your feet into a GIF now.
A foot gif next
Yeah.
every bit.
What you didn't realise in that is we got a little bit of
Now,
up
what
trend.
happens when you take damage as a ship? Once per round, you can choose to instead take a crisis, which is a problem that you have to solve instead of taking damage. I think you have. Let me check whether you have to declare that before or after you know the amount of damage. I think you actually can do it afterwards.
Let me have a look for you.
Yeah, I mean, I've got it. I've actually got like little things here to let me know what's going on. Crisis.
Instead of accepting some particularly gruesome hit or disabling attack, a PC ship can instead choose to accept a crisis.
I think I get to roll damage first, so you get to decide.
Otherwise, we
So-
would know it is we wouldn't know it's particularly gruesome or disabling.
Yeah, exactly. You get to kind of choose how damaging it is. It's actually going to do 7 hull damage. Minus your armor, so it's going to do 5 damage to the ship if you allow it to take it. Your ship has a hull of 20, so you can actually take that hit if you want to.
Now, when we deal with a crisis, we choose to deal with a crisis, and then you pick which crisis
It's a random crisis based on a table, also based on the content. So I'm not just going to use the table, it's going to be like a little mix of like what it suggests and then what happens. So based on where they... And this weapon they're literally firing these like bundles of explosives via like a cannon.
I think isn't that what Thomas suggested when he said it was a torpedo? He said, I don't know whether it's mining explosive.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
very, very...
It's because I told him it was a mining explosive, probably.
Nah. He knew.
Nah.
He knew. We'll look
You
it
only
up
said
in
the
the
word
VOD.
mining 13 times this session, Ollie.
So it's up to you guys if you want to take that hit or not.
Take 5 damage. I think the first 5 damage makes sense to take, so we're
Okay,
not hurting
cool.
the rest of the combat.
They,
You can only take 1 crisis per round, not
Yes.
including.
Right,
attacks
a
in
quick
action.
question: how many points do we get per turn?
You generate them. So it's basically now it's your turn. You actually get to choose. So basically, you can either do a thing or you can generate command points. So you
Also,
do
Ollie,
your duty.
1 second.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. We also have 2 armor. Doesn't it?
Yeah, no,
absorb-
I minus the armor. It was
Factored
7.
That. Thank you. I'm sorry.
You can do your duty in the general actions, which generates 1 command point. So basically, every character on the ship generates 1 command point, but that is the only thing you do. So anyone who's not doing an action generates your command point. So for example, if you wanted to just get the fuck out of there, everyone will generate command points aside from the pilot, who would use those command points to leave. Sorry, it sounded like I was going to keep speaking.
Do we
but-
start with any command points? Do we
No,
have
no,
to
you start with 0.
Okay.
You can actually get upgrades to your ship that make you start with command points. You start with
Okay.
0, they reset each turn. You basically have to plan who's doing what and how to deal with it. So, for example, old Rain there, just shooting back with 1 weapon is 2 command points. Shooting both weapons, because you have 2 miniguns on the underside of this ship. Actually, one's on the underside, one's on the top. You have to only generate 3 to do that. Or you can fire 1 weapon and then also generate another 1 and then try and shoot out their engines or something like that.
Yeah, at a -4 to hit, which is not easy.
Not easy, but that's stuff you could do. You basically have to plan what you want to do for your turn as a team.
So we have a maximum of 6 CP.
Technically, but the person who's not, but if you're doing
Doesn't
something but
generate
not
one.
generate CP, you don't generate CP. And remember, Anna is essentially always generating 1 CP whether you're fighting or not.
And-
Movement is sort of automatic. What you're doing on this turn is taking off and leaving. And
Is there a maximum?
She doesn't
amount
need
of...
command points to leave. She only needs
No,
command
I know,
points
no,
to do
but-
things like
but-
escape combat.
in default, that what is happening is that you are always moving in ship combat. So
Is there a maximum amount of CP that we can generate, or can we have 500? You know what I mean?
Technically,
You only
no,
have
but it
5
resets
crew
every
members.
round, so it's 5 is all we're going to generate because we only
Yeah.
have 5 stations.
Okay, it
Otherwise,
resets
it
every
doesn't-
round.
It resets
so we
every
can't
round.
all generate 1 and then wait till next round.
No.
Gotcha. All right, I think we either fight back or fix the ship.
Well, one of the things I'm going to suggest doing, I'm going to be like, I could actually, so being the commander, like I can do a couple of funky little things. So one of the things I'm going to say to, what's his name, Tomas, like, Tomas, get on that. Hold on, diverting power for you. Anna, get us the fuck out of here. And so I can give you more or less your damage control ability there. I can
For free.
reduce that by 2.
yeah,
So it
you're
costs
only
you
going to
only
need
1.
Do you want to do damage control, or do you want to do boost engines, give us double the speed?
Oh, that's what I meant to say. Boost engines give
Yeah.
us double the speed. My
Yeah,
apologies.
yeah.
And speed is very valuable because speed helps you
Or
escape.
not double, increased by 2. Sorry.
And then the other thing
so then you do that for
was
free, and then everyone else generates command points to get.
there's only 3 other stations left,
So you
and so
can't
then
do
I will
escape
say to what's his name, Jason. I'm like, Jason, scramble their scanners, make it harder for them to see us.
I'll give it a go.
Anna, why aren't we moving yet? Let's go.
You are moving. I was trying to describe
Alright.
that, but you were talking over me.
No, I know, but like faster.
He's just playing it.
faster.
So I roll a fix int, yeah?
Yeah, just so you know, there's not much reason to do that because I'm fairly sure speed is only used for escaping, right?
Yeah, if we're not
Since he's
escaping, there's no.
Speed
No,
is
boost
boost-
engines to get to widen the gap between us. It's just like
Yeah.
a
Yeah, but,
thematic
like-
number.
but the usage of that is escaping. You can't escape this turn, and it resets at the start of your next turn. There's no actual in-game reason to do that.
Huh? You
Boost
still have
engines
speed.
increases speed. Yeah, but ships don't like actually move like that in combat in Stars One Number.
Yeah, they do.
They just either are escaping or chasing. And we need to choose to escape, and you don't have enough
No.
command points
You
to
don't
escape.
just escape or chase, because those are extra action. Because it's the same thing as in FFG Star Wars. You also move as well.
Yeah, like I said,
just
you're-
escape is to like I'm so far away that combat's not even an option. This is to just kind of like widen the gap a little bit.
Like,
You know
sure,
what I
you
mean?
can do that, but I'm telling you right now, it actually has no effect on the system.
So then it's impossible is literally impossible to escape combat and do that in one round.
For your ship right now, with this amount of crew, apparently it is.
For almost every ship, always, because you can generally only generate 5 CP because it's 5 stations. The only way to go above that is to have like super crazy feats that do more than that shit. So
I don't know what to tell you.
Will almost never be an ability that we can use.
Works. Just let me like check.
Sure.
But this is sort of how it works.
I'm reading it the same way as Ollie, to be honest.
A ship's speed is added to all pilot skill checks, so it's actually pretty good to know that. Based on combat or performing other maneuvers. I didn't even know that. So it has value, but it doesn't help you in escaping because you can't make that.
Right.
Unfortunately.
But
without
I guess,
some kind of bonuses to the ship.
should I do the damage control for 1 more CP, or do we not have the affording instead of that?
We can't afford that.
Okay, then I guess I'll still do it just for any little value it has. What else could we do, really?
But now that you know that, you can redo
something,
your
we have the
strategy.
gunner do something.
Yeah, sure. I'll just do my job, do my duty, whatever it is.
That's
Get us-
lame,
because
because that
The way that ship combat works in Stars What Number, and I've been reading it religiously, is
Ollie,
that...
yes, your ruling works. I will read between sessions.
I'm just saying it so you all know, is that the ships are constantly moving. Right now, you are going to leave, but escape combat is, a concerted effort, which is.
But speed is not a factor unless you use another ability that's the most expensive option. In
speed
the,
increases,
in the
yeah.
So if we're just going to escape combat, then I guess, hold on, there's 5 people. 1, 2, 3. That person. If we're just going to do escape combat, then Neil do nothing. She's just doing escape combat, and nobody else is doing anything else. We could fire one. Nope, can't even fire one gun. That's how we're doing.
Yeah. So
it's literally we're just going to sit back and let the pilot do her job then.
Yep.
Okay.
Good times. All right. Opposed index versus their stuff. Good.
No. Pilot skill check plus your ship's speed.
Yes.
So I can give her extra skill checks.
But you can't give her extra speed because they don't have enough
CP.
Right.
CP.
Because if the way that it would be working would be we'd be using CP to get the boost, and we wouldn't have enough left.
Yeah, exactly. That's how it works. But what it actually turns out, and I didn't know this, so I'm glad this came up, is that speed is relevant for basically every combat maneuver where motion happens. Didn't even know that. I didn't. So she does a thing, and then they do a thing.
Would boosting our speed make us more difficult to hit out of interest? No.
It would make it easier to do evasive maneuvers. But
Ollie's
that's not
just
what
saying,
we're doing.
okay, we can look this up later on. Ollie's just saying boost engine only affects escape combat, otherwise it's a non-factor.
Yeah, I'm just reading because I'm
Yeah.
Well, no, it doesn't only affect space combat. I'm literally saying that right now. It affects other things, but...
And not escape combat.
It doesn't just make... It doesn't help you escape other than that. It actually helps what the usage is pursuing and evasing, turns out.
It's less that it doesn't help escape other than that. It's more that there is no other method to escape other than concerted CP effort. There is no movement function.
And that is
so
intended.
Without the dedicated effort, it makes no difference.
So, their ship is actually very fucking fast.
So we literally can't evade this combat because we can't do anything any round aside from escape, and if they're fast, we're just more or less...
We can try and shoot them down.
We should blow
I'm literally doing escape combat now. I just have to do math.
No, I got you. I'm not talking to you, Ollie. I was talking to Ian. Ian, you can't shoot because if you shot, we wouldn't have the CP.
Yeah, but that's assuming that we're trying to take the escape combat action. If we're not taking the escape combat action, then we can do what we want.
Isn't it 2-on-1 and we're outgunned?
No, it's 1-on-1.
1-on-1.
But we're outgunned.
They are a small ship.
We don't know if we're outgunned.
They're a much smaller ship than yours. You haven't even scanned.
They only have mining torpedo. We have 2 miniguns.
Mining torpedo.
So basically, what happens this turn is that you all sort of get on your command places, set everything up. The Anna tries to burn as best as possible. Basically turns your ship, launches as far as possible. Their ship is smaller. Their wings sort of fold back. They move very quickly behind, and she just kind of like turns back to Davis. Who's like, I can't get rid of them. And that's when another turn rolls around. And let's do another turn before we take a break.
Yeah.
So they are obviously going to keep shooting at you. because why wouldn't they? But this time, because of the fact that they're sort of chasing and weaving, and she's doing evasive maneuvers, but there's sort of how much can you do in this sort of situation? She's actually trying to basically go around the asteroid.
She's
trying to lose
not,
you.
Oh, you mean basic maneuvers? I was like,
Yeah, not like
behind
actual,
CP.
not like
Yeah.
the thing, but like ship combat takes place over what, like 15 minutes each round or something, round, so it's a long time. They try and fire a launch off with their sort of mining explosives, and they just sort of hit a chunk of the asteroid. It actually sends a little bit of debris out instead of hitting you. And it turns around to your guys' turn again. What do you want to do? It is clear, based on the speed of their ship, that you are probably not able to lose them.
Yeah, we're gonna have to fight.
Because they're a smaller fighter ship.
So if we... 4. How much does it cost for you to shoot?
2 to shoot one of the guns, or
3 to
three.
shoot both.
both.
Should we do you shoot
it costs,
and we
It
heal?
costs 4 to shoot both.
3 to shoot
No,
both.
fire all guns is 3 CP.
It's 4 CP.
It's
what?
it's book
3.
3.
Oh, did it change?
Yeah.
Are you looking at the non-revised edition?
No,
Yeah.
he has like the beta rules.
Oh,
Yeah,
right.
I have the revised edition. I just
It's not the
my
full-
cutout. My cutout may have been from back when it was still beta.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, right, yeah.
Yeah,
it's
it's
3
on-
now,
it's 3
so that's
CP.
way better to do it, honestly.
Yeah, I say we fire all guns then in that case because they've had 2 shots at us,
Yeah.
so we should fire back with,
Yeah.
and we can win by
Yeah.
They're a
the
small
same
ship.
shots
Yeah.
Huh.
every
It's
round.
literally the only change in the entire thing is that one number.
That's funny.
Yeah, but yeah.
They worked pretty well, but then when we were actually using those rules, it was very hard to get a fire all guns. Whereas that's sort of a more default thing. Whereas
Yeah,
it
makes
is
ship
hard to
combat
do hard
less
things.
combat.
That's the point. All right, so you're gonna do fire all guns.
How
we
much
need to
CP
do
have you got? So we need 3.
Well, if I'm taking
He can
out
reduce
of
that by Scott can reduce that by 2, so it's only gonna cost 1.
So
Means-
if he's firing all guns, I'm reducing it by 2. One person's generating. That allows theoretically 2 more people to take actions.
So
Um,
one person can do something that equals 1. Unfortunately, there's not really much that equals 1.
Nope.
Then we just do this?
Can we bank CP?
No?
What you can do is above and beyond, which is essentially you try to do a fairly difficult check to help generate an extra command point, or you delete one. You do end up
Oh well,
getting a
I may
negative
as well
one.
attempt that.
Yeah, attempt
But
that.
the
Makes
negative
sense.
one would make it that. But then Will could just generate another one and even out.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you might as well. So, but you have to sort of explain what you're doing
Yeah,
and
yeah.
what sort of skill you're doing to do it in. Like, so what just
So
happened
basically
turn-wise?
you want-
They just missed and actually sent out a bit of debris of the asteroid, and Anna is trying to essentially fly you around the asteroid to sort of lose them, so that you can fly away.
My only concern about that is if we have, I'm reducing it by 2, Anna is generating 1, and then Ian is using the one that was generated. Let's say, what's his name? Neil is able to successfully generate 2 instead of 1. What's his face? Will can't do anything with the 2.
No, that's true. That's true.
Yeah.
You can't do anything with it. Yeah, never mind then.
Yeah, there's not much.
I can boost our engines!
if Will does that, and then Neil can sensor ghost, or Neil can defeat ECM, or Neil
That's
can
true.
crash
That's
systems.
true.
That's true, I could try it. I mean, it doesn't hurt to try, right?
No,
Yeah,
definitely.
you could essentially
So-
try and like route more power to his scanners and stuff like that to do like. sensor
Yeah,
based or
yeah,
something.
that would be exactly what I would try to do. What would I have to roll for that?
You choose the attribute and skill check. It's versus a 9 every time.
You describe
Okay.
how and why,
Yeah.
and I'm gonna fix my apparently wrong number over here. Sorry
I
about that.
want to say, would fix int really do that?
How do you describe that? If
That's
you're
what I'm
trying
saying,
to
yeah,
do,
so, yeah, I
if
wanna
you're trying to
take,
do
like-
like give him basically giving Jason like more emergency power, yes.
Yeah,
That would be what that
that's
is, yeah.
exactly. Yeah, that. Sorry, when you said give him more emergency power, I was like, yeah, what fits that? And that's
No,
what
no,
I-
that is exactly like fix int is the like the sort of smart side. You might even be running down to the engineering bay to like plug and change
with a
fuses.
really
Yeah.
fat, thick cable, like.
absolutely. All right.
I kind of see a funny way that it works. You're just like, I hope our guests don't mind.
Yeah, I consider
like-
that too.
Yeah.
Turn
they
off
could-
the gravity.
I would actually probably take power from my workshop.
Yeah, exactly. Like you're taking basically unessential power direct. It's what that does. That would be strength.
Alright. And this has
fixed
no
hit.
negative modifiers, yeah?
Nope. And that is a success, which gives Jason more power to do any of your things. All of your things are
the power.
See, you're starting to get it.
What you thinking there, Captain?
Oh, my cotton.
Commanding officer.
Anyways, when he says, "I think I can get more power," or whatever he says, and he successfully does so.
Sense a ghost.
Yep. Any attacks this round by your ship against the target get a bonus equal to twice your program skill. Right.
That is ECM.
Yep.
Do you know
so
what my
I say,
programming skill
His
is?
programming skill is 0.
oh,
So that doesn't work yet.
I thought you were a coder.
He's just wicked smart, which also applies to computers as well as people.
Well, I mean, in that case, the only one that makes any sense is crash systems.
Yep.
'cause
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly that. Be like, take out their targeting system.
So give me an int program check against the opposing ship.
Crash systems.
Intelligence
Okay.
programming. I'm Dave right now. I'm sorry. I can't really fix it.
That's all right. Don't worry.
I'm being like so much more.
I'm gonna go ahead and expert that one.
What was I
Hey!
saying? I'm using a lot of emotion right now because it's me being excited in the moment, but my character would actually be super calm and mellow right now.
No, ship combat in this game is cool. You need to. This is why I wanted you need to get into the sort of logic of it because it isn't standard like RPG combat. Now that is actually real good because when you start doing this, you're essentially trying to hack into their ship. Their ship has actually got some real good hardware and software on it. Clearly, whoever
I
their
find
techie,
targeting.exe and pushed it.
whoever's whoever their techie is actively fighting you, basically trying to hack your ship back. Eventually, you actually completely jam their systems, and that's going to cause them a bit of bother. But first of all, Rain gets to fire all guns. That is an attack roll for both of them.
Whoa.
Both of the miniguns.
What is your program skill?
Yeah, I was gonna
That
say.
is a
Does it
hit.
include my intelligence?
Yes, it's an int program.
No, I mean.
Oh no,
like,
no, for that
command
one,
point
if it says
penalty
program,
equals-
it means just program.
Yeah,
Because
so
later
it-
on you can get pretty high.
So my crash systems, I crash this system, but it does nothing.
It does nothing. Because you have a 0 program.
I should have done Sensor Ghost.
Ah well. We can actually track that back because you would have succeeded at anyway to do
On
it.
success, it
But either way, it
starts
doesn't
its next turn with command point penalty equal to your program skill.
Oh, yeah,
Program
they-
0
they-
kind of screws
Yeah,
you
so
up.
you
All
need
of
to
our
invent
little
something.
abilities suck until we go up a level.
How are
Yeah.
you the comms officer?
Because he's the only one who knows how to work the machine.
Because I'm smart, I succeed.
He's actually
I'll
done.
do
He
Sensor
did
I'll
the
do
scanning
Sensor
real well. You can't sass that. All right, give me a
So,
second. I'm checking that AC.
Yeah,
I
I'm not a
think both of
combat
those are gonna hit,
comms
though.
officer. Program.
So
Gain
the
your
first one
program
does
as
hit.
an AC bonus.
The
I
first
do
one-
nothing.
The first one does hit Rain,
Whoa.
and they take that hit massively. And by fire all guns, you're firing both at the same time. Like you've got one on the underside, one on the top side, and these miniguns are designed to basically just fire and hit if they're in a direction. You do see chunks of the ship's armor being removed. It looks like it's not a very strong ship, but it is still flying after you.
I need to up my program skill.
And with that, we're going to take our second break. We're going to take a break.
Yeah.
And then after that, we're going to keep shooting guns.
Pew,
In
pew,
space.
pew, pew. Beep boop beep boop. I successfully crashed their system. But
Pew!
it does nothing.